We are in between season 2 and 3 right now, but we wanted to go back to season 2 of Star Trek The Next Generation because there is an extended edition of The Measure of the Man, almost an hour long, and we loved that episode, so I figured we could give it a watch.
All these episodes are like, what, 45 minutes, and I feel like this is one that could definitely benefit from that extra time, possibly, so why not?
Absolutely. So we're going to give it a watch here. Now, keep in mind, we've already seen the original episode, so this is only a first watch for the extended version of this.
I am in charge of the 23rd Sector JAG office. We're brand new. I have no staff except for one terrified little ensign.
Is that alien back there?
Yeah.
We've seen that species before.
Admiral, Commander Maddox, this is my first officer, William Riker.
A pleasure, Commander.
Mine. How long is it since we've seen each other?
You just been assigned an ensign aboard the old Reliant.
Who had strong views about snap inspections and the admirals who pulled them.
The situation changes when you've got the Admiral's stripes.
Oh, that was nice.
Congratulations on your appointment.
But I miss a ship. Bit of advice, Captain. Don't ever become an admiral. It'll make you an administrator.
Look, it's a transfer like any other transfer.
Okay, he does have a little scene here on the computer screen.
Okay.
Think what's at stake here. If Commander Maddox can succeed in duplicating Nguyen Song's work, data on every bridge, there's an easy solution. Have him work with Commander Maddox. Nakamura, out.
I don't want to lose you.
I am pleased to hear you say so, sir. Thank you.
Undergo the procedure, and then the transfer becomes moot.
I will not submit to the procedure, sir.
What if Commander Maddox is correct? There is a possibility that many more beings like yourself can be constructed.
True. But possibility is a word which can encompass any number of outcomes, good and bad. I'm a Starfleet officer. Can they force me to do this?
We all take an oath to serve. Now, this is the form your service is taking.
Then why are not all human officers required to have their eyes replaced with cybernetic implants?
Got him.
Checkmate. You're done.
It is precisely because I am not human.
That will be all, Mr. Data.
Get out.
It's like Picard when he doesn't have an answer.
Get out. It's like, damn, bro, he got me.
Hey, it's actually surprising how, he was kind of pushing him to do it, basically.
But now he's going to do everything to be like, okay, he's right.
Yep. That metaphor made it click for him.
Pull up all dirt on Bruce Maddox.
yeah. Pull up all old tweets.
Is that the coffee lady in the back there?
Can't tell. Kind of looks like it, though.
I wish you to have this.
Oh, the pipe.
You'll play Holmes again. There are holodecks on the starbase. We'll just have to find another Watson.
No. You are quite irreplaceable.
Was this in the...
No, this is new.
Oh.
I appreciate it. Starfleet's big, but it is a family. We'll see each other again. Maybe even serve together.
Data already knows. He's resigning, probably.
Have you ever considered what you would do should you leave Starfleet?
Nah, I can't even conceive of what I'd do.
Nor can I.
He's like, wait a second.
That's a rough one to cut. That's pretty good.
I'm just picturing the cutting room floor and it's trying to pick what to keep and what not to keep. That sucks. That was a good scene. Oh, Tasha.
Data, you're supposed to rip the wrapping off.
The paper can be utilized again.
Data, you're missing the point.
I can't believe we talked over that. That's crazy. And this is the first appearance of Worf this episode.
Yeah.
It was in the hands of the Klingons that the novel attained its full stature.
I couldn't disagree more.
Of course.
I didn't bring you a present.
Which is quite all right. None was expected.
Instead, I'm going to give you something far more valuable. My advice. You might consider the marvelous new experiences offered by groundside living.
Thank you.
Oh, great advice.
Do you feel anything from him?
This is new.
I can sense nothing from Data. That doesn't prove anything. There are many minds from which I can read no meaning.
NPCs.
We're anthropomorphizing Data, assigning to him responses and emotions that he may not have.
Thanks for explaining that, because I have no idea what that meant.
You know, when they're putting together, what is this, a Troy and Riker scene? Cut it! Get that out of here!
They're not fucking. They're not.
A little farewell celebration.
Oh, no,
God.
this is new too.
Yep.
Snacks all over.
But my programming does offer a number of alternatives. I'm considering teaching. I have had some success with my star pupil.
Oh.
I have a better idea. Carnival work. They could bill you as the walking encyclopedia.
This piece of fucking shit.
Number one.
Oh!
Transported.
Oh, that's what.
You were just leaving. I'll escort you.
Fuck yeah, dude. Worf was about to fucking kill this dude. Like, that's fucking. That was a good scene.
Yeah, they really went full heel with him.
Oh God.
I have no choice but to agree.
Good. And I expect you to do your duty in that courtroom.
It obviously makes the episode better that Riker is the prosecutor, but I did wonder, like, why does she care so much that it's him?
She did say, like, oh, we have a skeleton crew here. Like, we don't.
Couldn't have found anybody else. Like, it seems like she has like a personal. But again, I mean, it makes the episode better, so it's fine.
It's a fun little storytelling tool to have Riker be like, oh no, Riker has to. Yeah. Was there fence? Was there fence?
No.
Number one. I had no idea you were interested in swordplay.
I'm not.
This hearing isn't about you and me.
Data may be the issue, but it's our performances which will be judged.
Then that's the nature of the adversarial contest.
Then justice can only be served by opponents of equal ability. I've been forced into this, so I have only one option. And that's to give it my best effort.
And you know Riker's gonna do that, no matter what.
You're going to do everything within your power and within the boundaries of the law to win.
Yes.
So am I.
Nice little touch. He wins the sword fight. So am I. Hell yeah, that was great. Oh God, it must have been a fucking nightmare to cut all this shit out.
I know. Especially in a scene where he has to, like, get dressed up in a wardrobe, bring in an extra.
Yeah.
I have to prove that you are a sentient life form.
But I am not, sir.
Data, that's not what I need to hear. The law recognizes many things as people that aren't possessed of flesh and blood. It's a little legal fiction.
I am beginning to understand why Shakespeare wrote, "Let us kill all the lawyers."
Commander, would you bend that?
Objection. These issues are not relevant to this hearing.
I'm afraid I can't agree, Captain.
Why can't you agree? It was a pretty fair point.
Yeah, I have to go with Picard on this. Like, okay, he can bend metal, great.
Yeah, so can Mark Henry.
And now a man will shut it off. Pinocchio is broken. Its strings have been cut.
Just had to throw that in there.
Yeah, you know he worked on that.
He rehearsed that one in the mirror.
Yeah.
Well, consider that in the history of many worlds, there have always been disposable creatures, and an army of Data's all disposable. Whole generations of disposable people.
He's talking about slavery.
I think that's a little harsh.
I do understand the whole, like, slavery thing. I just think she's talking about, like, probably eventually later on, if Starfleet isn't, like, genuine, that will happen.
Yeah.
'Cause right now they're just talking about, like, oh, Data on a ship, like how Data is now. but I think she's worried about in the future, like, this is like a snowball effect that could turn out really bad.
But also, by declaring him property, they're declaring him a slave.
Yeah, yes, exactly, yeah.
Lieutenant Commander Data is a machine. Do we deny that? No, because it is not relevant.
Yeah. Your whole argument was irrelevant, Riker. Great job.
You have no other portraits of your fellow crew members. Why this person?
She was special to me, sir. We were intimate.
I still love how they acknowledge that. That's great.
Do you think Picard knew? By the way, or do you think he genuinely didn't know?
I was like, oh shit. I don't know. I think they all like treat that naked now like a drunk weekend. Like, oh, a lot of things happen.
Verify. Maddox, Bruce, Daystrom Technological Institute.
Oh, we have to say something about the Daystrom Institute, which was mentioned in another episode. Everyone was ripping us apart for not recognizing the Daystrom Institute.
I still don't know what it's from.
It's from one of the episodes you watched.
I can't believe you didn't notice.
Commander, would you enlighten us? What is required for sentience?
Intelligence, self-awareness, consciousness.
Well, in that case, none of the humans living today.
Something happens between now and then.
Consciousness in even the smallest degree. What is he then? I don't know. Do you?
Do you?
We did have the same reaction, I think, at the first time. Do you?
Your Honor, Starfleet was founded to seek out new life. Well, there it sits. You wanted a chance to make law. Well, here it is. Make it a good one.
Oh, God. Snodgrass with the fucking fire pen here. Jesus Christ.
It is the ruling of this court that Lieutenant Commander Data has the freedom to choose.
Let's go.
I find some of what you propose intriguing.
He's remarkable.
You didn't call him it?
Thank you.
If I had one bad note on this episode, it's that right there. The little like voice where it's like, oh, it's TV. We gotta point everything out to him. You know what I mean?
After being so subtle the entire time.
Yes.
Philippa.
Did Riker ever leave the room?
Dinner.
He's still just sitting there.
You buying?
You know Picard got his that night?
Oh, he did. Oh, yeah, I guess Riker just was sitting there or snuck out.
I almost cost you your life.
But Commander, Will, I have learned from your example.
What could you possibly have learned from that ordeal?
One must deny one's nature, sacrifice one's own personal beliefs to protect another.
You're a wise man, my friend.
Not yet, sir. But with your help, I am learning.
There you go.
Oh, God. Fuck.
I'm glad they kept the ending the same.
Yeah, me too.
Didn't try to add something on.
Oh, yeah, like Picard, like at the end. Oh, we have to communicate with this species. Oh, yeah.
What? Always that example. You're gonna take that. You're gonna take that to the grave.
They took away my one of my favorite possible endings to go. Good job, you said it perfectly. Oh, that's
I'm gonna re-edit that ending for you.
Please, yeah. Please superimpose those credits over.
But anyway, this episode.
The added scenes. We got to talk about those.
I think it's pretty clear that this is the better version of the episode.
Oh, for sure. It adds so many more layers. Gives Worf something to do, and just makes Bruce Maddox even more like a dick when he crashes that party. Oh, maybe he can be a circus clown. And, like, no facial expressions. All Worf did was walk forward, and I got so fucking pumped. Because, like, it's like...
It really showed, like, the family feel.
Yeah, it's like... And, God, I've never seen Worf defend Data like that, and just seeing that, it's like, what did you just say?
Yeah, exactly, and, like, Riker holding him back.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I love that so much. I can only imagine what it was like in the editor's room. It's like, we gotta cut this to 45 minutes, dude. What, like, well, we gotta keep the intro. What do we cut? It's like,
Yeah, that's tough. Definitely the party scene stuff was cool. My favorite additional scene was Geordi in the engineer room giving him the pipe.
Oh, yeah.
The Sherlock Holmes pipe. We didn't get that before. And they do have the scene in the party, eventually, but having that pipe scene, when Data knows he's going to resign, but Geordi doesn't know yet. And he asks him about, what would you do outside of Starfleet? And he's like, oh, I can't even imagine it, dude. He's like, neither can I. It serves both their friendship, but also that idea of these people don't think about outside of Starfleet.
Yeah.
Like sometimes Kirk would be like, oh, sometimes I think about, how happy my life would be if I wasn't in Starfleet, basically. But like, these guys, they don't even think about it. It's their life. So I really loved that addition.
Yeah. But that also adds an extra layer. It's like, oh, is that a whole, like, only thinking about your career, your job? It's like, oh, you've completely abandoned your until. But I mean, it's not like this is like the military or anything. It's like a science exploration.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it a military? Yeah, it's like, that adds another layer, but it's not really important. But I do like when Data's like, oh, maybe I'll become a teacher. I've done pretty well with my prize student here, and like even a little nicey with Wesley too. It's like, so many nice moments were cut. It's like, I'm so glad this exists.
Yeah, and I've seen some comments from people saying they didn't even know that this existed. So I hope some of you guys got to watch this for the first time too. It's crazy because, I love a lot of the episodes in this season, and I also don't love a lot of them, but the ones I love, it's kind of unfair to compare those 44-minute episodes to this extended one because it just has that extra time.
Mm-hmm.
Not every episode of Star Trek needs to be 57 minutes. Not at all. But like if the top 10% of quality ones could have that extra 13 minutes, I think that would be incredible. It's unfortunate that they don't have extended cuts for more of them.
Right. I mean, I understand for this one because this is regarded as one of the best like ever, and I totally get it. And also on a second rewatching, plus with more time, I guess, like the first, like we watched kayfabe. We watched 2 episodes at a time and discussed them right afterwards. So I guess maybe like the whole like slavery aspect, I was a little confused on why like that was the key point to like switch Picard over, but like I got it a little bit more this time. It's like, okay, we're creating a whole new race here to do the bidding. Because like it starts with just Data, but then they make more, and like they're just forcing them to do this and consider them as property.
Yeah.
It's like if you consider Data as property, this is like a whole bad snowball effect that can happen.
Yeah.
That hit a lot harder this time. At first, I'm like, why did that convince Picard to change? Like, but like he was already against it. This was an extra little layer to it.
Yeah, I got it much more too, in the sense of like, oh, we're using the word property because he's a machine, but really property is just a euphemism for slavery. We're debating slavery.
Yeah.
And in that way, it becomes, a lot more of it's basically a civil rights episode. Like it's basically civil rights, but for machines. So yeah, really love this one. It's going to be interesting to see. I'm going to try to remember that we're like when we do the rankings, it's just a 44-minute one we're talking about. But it's wild that so many scenes in here were so great. And yeah, but then if you ask me what scenes would I have cut out instead, it's hard, to fit those in.
Oh no, I gun to my head. I'm like, I don't know what to cut out. It's like they're all great. God, man, I would hate to be an editor, especially during like when you film like a great episode like this and you're like, make it work. It's like,
But isn't it interesting though that in most cases, as the editor, no one will know like what you did cut out? I mean, there's like deleted scenes and stuff, but like for the most part, when you put it together,
we know now. So we got the story editors on the screen here.
For the most part, it's like you're making that decision, and no one will ever know. Would it have been better, with other scenes in there? That's just so weird to think about.
Yeah, it's like, what do I I mean, I think the director and the producers have some choice, obviously.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I wonder what the editors put in. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, you have that choice. I'm like what is going to be the well-known version that everyone sees, and will there even be a version in years' time that will ever see these scenes? Especially at this time, with I don't know how popular physical releases or even behind-the-scenes stuff was even like released to the public. What, 89? Like, I don't know, like, maybe they thought, like, oh, shit, some of this might be lost to nothing. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm glad they were somehow able to preserve it and that we got this, but you guys let us know what you think of this extended edition versus the regular 44-minute episode. For people who always complain about runtime and pacing, I think this was a much superior version. There wasn't much fluff here, really, at all, so I loved it.
Yeah, it went a lot faster than a terrible 50-minute TOS episode. So, I mean, it just goes to show, if you make good stuff, it just flies by.
And let us know what you thought of this. I hope you enjoyed this extra video here in between seasons. We'll be starting Season 3 soon, so if you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you can check out all of Star Trek along with us. Whoa! This is way different.
We finally have a budget.